Hello and welcome to this History Revisited episode. So, in this episode, we will discuss a topic that has interested historians for the better part of the last 70 years or so. This concerns the World War II. As we know, the Axis lost and the Allies won. So, what were the possible scenarios that Germany could have executed to win the World War II? The first strategy is focus on the UK and complete the war in the West and the Middle East before going east. What doomed Germany was the two-frontier war. Germany made a half-hearted attempt to conclude the war in the West and bring some peace or agreement with the UK before heading east. This was not possible, and the main reason it did not happen is because Germany were not able to execute Operation Sea Lion, which was the invasion of Britain, and also they were not able to achieve complete air dominance. Germany would have built a dominant air force to create almost a complete blockade of Britain by strafing shipping lanes and bombing ports. They would also have been able to bomb ships that deliver materials in the sea and harass. Unfortunately, at that point, Germany was also preparing for the war on the east. At the same time as this was going on, they should have also directed more resources towards the theater on the Middle East. Even with the war in the East going on as late as 1942 during the Battle of Alamein, the DAK, Dutch Africa Corps, were almost reaching Egypt. So, with the German forces directed to North Africa, they would easily have been able to overrun the North African countries that were under Britain, like Egypt, and even blockade the Suez Canal and go as far as the rest of the Middle East. So they would have been able to achieve this and force Britain into some sort of an agreement. But knowing that at that time, Britain was also led by a hardliner in the name of Winston Churchill, who would not have surrendered easily, then it means an invasion might have been necessary. So, with the invasion of Britain complete and the control of Egypt, with the Middle East secured all the way up to Iraq and Iran, then the war on the West would have been complete. This would have taken a bit longer, which of course they wanted. That was always the main target for the German leader, Hitler. Then what this means is that Germany would have been able to access all resources such as petroleum and oil. So after this, Germany would have been able to start the war in the East on much better terms. So there would have been several advantages to this that might have made it better for them. One, there would have been no Western Front, which means that now all resources could be diverted towards the Eastern Front. Two, with the Western border secured, access to resources from the West would have been much easier, which means that the resource constraint on the Wehrmacht would have been much lower. Another benefit could have been that if Germany had secured the Middle East, then it might actually have been possible for them to conduct a two-pronged attack on the Soviet Union from the side of the Baku and those oil fields in Azerbaijan. So with this, it would have been quite possible for Germany to have won the war through a strategy in warfare that is called defeat in detail, which is defeat Britain completely and secure that flank and then head to the next chapter, which was the Soviet Union. Of course, one drawback of this strategy would have been that by this time the Soviet Union would have been spooked and they would have been better prepared for the war, which means that Germany would not have enjoyed the successes they have enjoyed at the initial stages of Operation Barbarossa, which happened in 1941 when it was launched. But with the reduced constraints, then it might have been a bloodier war for Germany initially, but they could have easily won by the end of the war. The other two scenarios will be discussed in two other episodes. Feel free to give your feedback and comment if you think maybe these scenarios being given here is a bit unrealistic.